Immigration today is a global phenomenon. It's not a New York issue, it's not a London issue, it's not a Frankfurt issue. It's an issue that defines the new north-south, but also south-to-south relationship. So our own basic research now, really since the 1980s, has been on large-scale migratory processes, increasingly with a focus on the United States, but also looking at U.S. processes in the context of this global dynamic that is taking place now worldwide. We now estimate that there are roughly 200 million migrants, that is transnational migrants worldwide, people born in China who migrate to New York, born in Haiti who migrate to Boston, born in Algeria who migrate to Paris. If you add the number of people that remain behind within these families, then you're talking in excess of another 200 to 300 million people, making the total number of human beings today affected by large-scale immigration to be closer really to 500 million people, which would be the equivalent of the third largest nation on Earth. Migration is the human face of globalization, and all advanced post-industrial democracies have developed over the last 2 generations an appetite for immigrant labor. This is the huge contradiction that we find in the United States, in France, in Germany, in a number of advanced post-industrial democracies. On the one hand, there's a predilection for immigrant origin labor. On the other hand, there are tremendous anxieties, cultural, legal, economic, about the consequences of large-scale immigration. Witness the debates we've had over the last few months in the United States around the question specifically of undocumented immigration. This today is a global debate. There is no advanced post-industrial democracy in the world that is not facing these issues. The second way in which this is very, very different from previous eras of large-scale immigration is going to be the role of education in easing the transition of the children of immigrants to the new host society. And education today will be a much more profound point of reference than, say, it was 100 years ago when huge numbers of Eastern European Jews, Irish, Italians were coming to the Lower East Side of New York in huge numbers. 100 years ago, education played a much less significant role in their transition to the workplace, to citizenship, and to belonging. That's going to be very, very different with this wave of immigration. That's why in my own research, the focus of our basic work has been on understanding how the education of young children and youth, especially their transition to the labor market, to citizenship, and to belonging, can offer them the tools to engage and thrive in a world that is going to be moving forward much more characterized by diversity, by complexity, by the ability to manage and understand people who are very different from yourself, by the ability to communicate with people that are going to be very different from yourself, by the ability to develop the higher order cognitive skills that will turn you into a lifelong learner, because huge sectors of the opportunity structure of the economy will continue to disappear. What makes New York City unique is that it is the only city in the world where every morning children and workers from over 190 different countries get up, they go on subways, they go on buses, they go on trains, and they go to work in a city that in a way, for the first time in the history of humankind, contains the entire universe. Never before in the history of humanity did one city alone contain the entire globe. Their whole range of human experience today is encapsulated in this city that is in a way a world of worlds.